How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
It was good. You do anything fun?
I just went to friends.
Friends? Nice. Did you see family?
Yeah. No, I didn't see any of my family. My family lives in Ohio, so
Oh.
I have my relatives out here, and like my brother's out here, but they went to his wife's families.
Yeah.
So I just went to my friends, and her husband's family all came over. It was fucking crazy
Oh.
because it was way more people than it was supposed to be.
Oh, that's hard. Because
Mhm.
you always just plan so much food and then
Yeah, and then people are coming from like second
Everywhere.
or third Thanksgivings, and it's like, why are you even coming here and eating the food then if you already ate? And they didn't ever bring anything with them, so it's like,
that's always the hardest part. It's like you should have to bring something,
yeah, if you're gonna go eat somewhere, you bring something.
even if it's just
But
a place.
I don't know if it's just their culture, because like each person that did bring something, majority of the time they made a lot, but then there's some people that just brought like 2 liters of soda, but they're from like Honduras.
Oh.
And so they're all about like getting together and eating and family and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's just part of it to where they don't feel obligated.
Yeah, it might just be the
To
different
bring
culture. I don't
food.
know.
But like my poor friend, like she's not that, and so it drives her crazy because she wants it to turn out great and can't turn out great if there's not enough for everybody. And I mean, there ended up being enough food. There just wasn't lots of options
Gotcha.
because people don't bring stuff.
That sucks, but at least you got to do something.
It was fun though. Like I felt like me being there helped keep her sane.
Being a good friend.
Yeah, how was it? Like, what'd you do?
I didn't do much. I had to work the whole weekend, but I was able to get down and see my family on Wednesday and Thursday.
I had to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, same.
So
Did you have to work like a Black Friday event though?
no, luckily
yeah.
I work in the hospitality industry.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just worked at the fun park, so it was pretty dead on.
You work at the fun park?
Yeah.
Oh, I go there for bowling after, not this class, but the next class. Every.
Oh, with Lincoln.
Mm-hmm. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I take.
That's on record.
Just put it in the idea survey.
And the reputation.
Yeah, I do. I take his Tuesday, Thursday class. So
He's
interesting.
his reputation would not be good in this class.
No.
That's all I can say. Like and like that reason why I have as many absences as I do is because I forgot to click the stupid thing. Because in most classes you don't have to check yourself in. And when I get there, I'm like literally going from class to this class, so I don't have time.
Yeah, I understand because I have the same way. I have it at 3 and I get out at 2:45.
Yeah.
So it's like.
You're like, oh my gosh, I gotta get to the car and get over there, blah, blah.
I feel like with Lincoln, like if you want like the class to be okay, like you gotta give them his shit back. It's just kind of like one day when he was going over like all the absences for people, he was making like fun of people's names, like saying them in like different ways. And so I went up and I was like, my name's Kyle Dunbar, and I just started like doing it back to him. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I just ever since he didn't work with me with that, it made me mad because I was there.
Yeah.
So for you to be absent because of that is at least give me the warning, and then if I do it again, okay. But I just
Did you do it like a lot of times? Is that why?
It was like the beginning of class. It was like three or four times I forgot to check in, and it's just because like it's the beginning of class. You're getting used to doing that, I haven't missed it since, but it's like if you would have at least given me a warning,
It would have been a lot easier.
yeah. Like I don't know. I feel like he doesn't even do anything.
He does.
So he gets paid to do nothing, but yet then I get persecuted for paying him to do nothing.
Yeah, he just does a lot of other things. Is why he doesn't really focus on the class.
Well, and that's fine. It's just
it sucks. Yeah.
Don't sit there and be like that if you're not even doing anything yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just one more thing that he's putting on us. I don't know.
He's a unique character.
Anyway. So this one's definitely an interesting one.
Nice. Thanks for inviting me in today.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Your other 2 interviews with us have gone really good, and so I'm hoping this one will go good. And we wanted to give you an offer, and we were just kind of wondering what some of the things that you're interested in, what you're looking for in this position?
So in this position, it's a project management position, and ever since I've taken the courses in my MBA program, I've just followed more down that path, and it's something I'm very passionate about. And with my experience with the graphics design company doing marketing communication, I already have a good understanding of the industry since we're in the multimedia industry here. So I feel like I'm just a very well-tuned asset that could bring a lot of value to you guys.
Okay. Excuse me.
No problem.
And I see that you're currently living in California.
Yes, I am.
And what are your thoughts on moving for the job?
It's something I'm definitely willing to do, especially since you guys are such an attractive company. You know, I understand the cost of living is slightly higher because it is New York and Manhattan, but it's something that I'm willing to do and would like to do for you guys.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to take notes as we...
No problem. Go
Talk.
ahead.
I'm really trying to take notes about like when you say everything. I can't do it. I should have written on both pages. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No
I have to write stuff, otherwise I forget it.
problem. Yeah.
Okay, and what were you wanting for your salary if you started with us?
So salary, I was kind of hoping to be in like the 130, 125 range. I know it's a little bit above the industry average, but I feel like with my background and my experience that I'm above average.
Okay, and where did you come up with those numbers?
So I did some research and realized that we're looking at from the range of 85,000 to 115,000 for your average project manager's position. But just with my MBA program, I feel like that in itself adds a lot of value to me, and along with my experience. And then the company's grown 66%, or had a 66% increase in revenue just last year alone. So I feel like it should be something that we could work on.
Okay. And with you, I guess my question is just trying to more understand where your interests are coming from. Is it still working?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
It's just, you know, is what are, I know I understand that you have had a lot of experience in the graphic design industry and that you do have your MBA, but with other applicants, what makes you feel that you are worth that much money, like more than the average? Because the average range, you said, is 85 to 115. That's a pretty big range as is. Why do you feel that you should be above that?
Well, first off, project managers' positions, depending on the industry, like you could go work for GM as a project manager with a bachelor's degree and be making that kind of money. So just the extra time that I've spent alone brings me into the upper end of the range, I believe, just with my education. And then my experience adds that value along, which you've recognized. But just kind of the success I've had previously, I'm very dedicated, hardworking, motivated. I'm going to put in the extra hours to make sure the project meets the deadline if needed. You just get that next step with me. I'm just really driven to help the company succeed, which in return helps me look good. So it's just the little things like that add up that set me ahead.
Okay, and are these all similar industries to ours that you've gotten these numbers from, or are they just industries in general with your job position?
So it was more average to the project manager position, so a person over leading a larger industry project.
Okay. That makes more sense then, just because, you know, our company, as you said, it has had a lot of growth, but that high of a salary just, even I don't make that much. And I've been here for a number of years, and also I'm very well educated. So the chances of that happening are just not going to happen. But I'm willing to work with you on that and figure out ways that we could make some things happen. And I understand that you were planning on going to Europe.
Yeah, it was something I brought up in our last meeting, which you never commented on. So I was kind of hoping to have a start date around September 1st.
Okay.
And it didn't seem like too much of an issue during our last meeting, so I never really pressed the issue.
Right. And where in Europe are you planning on going?
Not really 100% sure yet. My two friends just bought tickets to fly into France, but we were thinking about using the Euro round, just exploring since we have so much time.
That should be a lot of fun. And how long were you planning on this trip being?
I was planning on it being roughly 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, that's why the September 1st start date, since I graduate in May.
Oh, you wouldn't want to start till September 1st? You want to go on your trip before you start?
Correct.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Is that an issue? Or
Well, we're looking for somebody more towards now. You said you're graduating in May, right?
correct.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find my notes. Okay. So there's just a couple of things with your trip and it being so long. So you're not going to leave until May, or are you leaving?
I'll be leaving the day after graduation,
Okay.
so the 23rd of May.
So you would really be back
August,
middle of August?
August 23rd, if you did exactly
Okay.
3 months.
Okay. Well, we were looking for somebody more towards the June time frame.
June timeframe? Okay.
Yes. And the reason being is right now we don't have anybody in that position.
Okay.
So people are having to do that. And we have had other applicants that can start sooner.
Okay.
A couple of them can start June 1st. So that is one of the things that we'd have to look at with our job offer to you, is whether or not we could handle you being gone that long and not starting until later. But I have taken into consideration like the different concerns you have. Is there any other concerns that you would have if you were to get the job with us and move out to New York?
Moving costs, since I am having to move, is that something that you guys cover, and if so, is that something that I have to pay for up front on my own dime and then get reimbursed, or is that something we could maybe do up front, possibly as a signing bonus or something? A lot of contingencies we can do.
Yeah, we don't have a formal relocation policy, but I have heard of some similar things being done before, so that's definitely something that we can talk about if we can come to an agreement on a lot of the other issues.
A lot of the other issues.
Mm-hmm.
And just to let you know, I've got some estimates. The moving cost for me would be about $9,000.
Okay, where did you get these estimates?
I've got quotes from 3 different moving companies, and I just averaged them.
Okay. And I know you haven't done product management before, but you are the top of your class and you do have the related marketing experience, which we do like. More of our concern is the industry knowledge. You don't have a full industry knowledge yet. I know you have had some experience with different things and similar things, but you are missing that industry knowledge. But we do really like that you have your MBA and that you're getting your MBA and that
Fingers crossed, I'll have that.
Yeah. And that you went out of your way and took initiative and got a hold of us. It just shows that you are that much more interested in the position. And we really do like your personality, which is pretty great.
Okay. It was a hard loss for the Harvard team on Saturday basketball.
Oh. Yeah.
It was a good game though. You guys only lost by 4.
Yeah, we don't like losing. Okay. Let me just look at a few things to try and figure out what I can offer you.
Okay.
So I guess one of the things that I was wondering is, what out of all the things that you've told me, what are your top priorities in getting this position? Is your top priority the pay? Is it being at the start date? Is it the move? How much the move costs? Or
So probably the number one thing for me is going to be the moving costs. You know, graduating from my MBA program, I've had all these tuition bills to pay for the past 5-6 years.
right?
And so money's a little bit short. So if we could possibly work something where I could get that moving cost paid for, that would be really helpful to me. But I'd probably say pay is one of my lower ones, since I do really enjoy my vacation time and the start date along with that, because I can go on this nice European vacation with my friends.
You said that's the second. Sorry,
Yes,
that's your
So-
second concern,
it's vacation time.
and then your pay is the last one. Okay. The reason why I ask is because I do want to try to work with you as much as possible to be able to provide everything you want, but at the same time, for us to be able to get the different people that we would want to be in this position, but then not lose out on anything either.
Gotcha.
That way, we're both coming
Definitely
coming
understand
with a-
there. Yeah.
out with it, you know. So I just wanted to let you know. All right, the pay that you asked for is just, our company can't pay that high. Even if I wanted to, we can't.
Okay.
And so there is some contingency things that we could do, like a contingency contract to kind of help with some of those areas.
Okay.
As for the vacation, it's just really hard right now with not having that position at all to just have something that's not going to be able to start until that much later.
Okay.
But I do have something that would probably maybe pique your interest a little bit, is if you were to, say, take 6 weeks off of that vacation and just go for the 6 weeks.
Okay.
And that would make your start date
June 15th-ish, middle of June.
May, June.
Or no, sorry, that's only 2 weeks.
Like beginning, middle-ish of July.
Okay.
That would help out a lot more with us, because that's less time that you would have to be away. But on top of that, after you've been with us for 3 years, we
Okay.
do offer a 6-week sabbatical.
6 weeks.
And so with that, that would help with your trip. You could go and do another trip. And so that way, you don't feel like you're getting none of the trip that you wanted. You still get part of it. You just get some now and some later. So maybe that's something.
Okay, something to keep
Like, I
in mind.
mean, how do you feel about that?
You know, as much of a shame as it would be to miss out on the second 6 weeks with my friends, I do really enjoy your guys' company and would like to work for you. So the 6 weeks I can do. I can do the 6 weeks.
Okay. Should have brought. Let me just for just for filling out our thing wise. Let me just look at what date that would be. I'm going to real me.
There's also this calendar too.
Oh, right. So would you be able to then? Sorry. Okay, so would you? I mean, would June 10th then be okay with you?
June or July 10th.
Oh yeah, I did that wrong. Is there any way? So when's your graduation?
May 22nd.
It's not until May 22nd. Okay. You probably already told me that. I'm just not used to schools being out that late.
Not an issue.
So. Is there a way that you could start the end of June?
So
Like the very end of June?
So like June 20. Let me double check my schedule here.
Okay.
Talking about like the 26th of June.
Yes.
Give me about a month over on my vacation.
Mm-hmm. And then with that, we can also work on it with you with the moving costs too.
Moving cost. Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious what kind of moving costs you're offering because we've gone down from 6 to 4 weeks on the vacation. So I'm just kind of
Right. So the reason why I go down on the vacation is just
I understand it's because you have the position need to be filled.
yeah.
I'm
the
just kind of
position
curious
just
what the
needs
other
to be
options
filled,
are.
and with the other guy, he's we
Okay.
have a couple other options. They're not taking a vacation. They're taking a lot lower of salary and different things like that. We're not having to move them, so there's just with you, there's a lot more things in it. So depending on, we can and how we would do it is we would reimburse you. So
Be a reimbursement. Okay.
if you could do the upfront costs, but then on top of that, we do have a very good bonus plan that I could offer you that may offset some of those amounts.
Okay.
Now, with that, part of it would be, if we do see that you perform how you say you're going to, because you think highly of yourself, and I mean, we think pretty highly of yourself too, but if we can see that you do perform that way, we can give you a higher amount of this bonus plan.
Okay, so
And then that can help go towards whatever costs we can't provide you with the moving. With the moving, we'd like to stay around 5,000 though.
5,000. And could you just give me some more details on this performance-based incentives plan?
Yeah, so basically, if we see that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and not just that, but you're going above and beyond, like you're doing really great at your job, and we see that you're just doing better and better as time goes on, then we do want to kind of, with this bonus, we want to help in giving you more money to show that we are thankful for that, and that way, instead of us paying you right off the bat this higher amount, then we're seeing proof that, okay, yeah, you can really do this, and then we feel better along with, hopefully that will make it to where you do perform well because you're going to obviously win this bonus.
Okay. So are those performance-based reviews like every 6 months? Are they annually? Or?
That is a very good question. So, let me. Off the record, it doesn't specifically say.
So I guess I haven't really heard a full offer from you guys yet. So I guess could we put it in as the contract? Me taking a lower starting salary and then put contingent on after 12 months of performance-based review for a bonus of up to X percent. Is that something we could do? Since I still haven't heard a full offer.
Right, and that's what I was going to get to you. I'm sorry that I haven't given you the full offer. I'm just trying to figure out with all of your needs what the best offer that we could do would be.
Okay.
And that would be part of it. So after this performance,
So we'll say 12 months.
After this year performance review, then we can see how you're doing, and if you're doing, well, then we can give you a 6% bonus from your base pay. Okay? And as for the base pay, another thing with that is because you do have less experience, my company doesn't allow me to give you the more experienced amount, but we could also put into this contingency contract that if I do see that you're performing well and that you're performing above average and beyond, then we can also give you a raise after 2 years. So what I wanted to offer you was $97,000, and then if your performance is well after 2 years, I'd like to raise that up, and I'd like to raise that to $100,000.
Yeah. So
and then that's with those bonus.
With those bonuses.
Which you would get yearly.
Yeah. So I'm a little. I feel like it's a little bit low. I do have an offer back home already for a higher amount with stock options for the bonuses, and they've agreed to give me the time off. So
Okay.
it's kind of I feel like that's a bit low. Is that something we can work towards improving?
Well, yeah, I mean that's something we can definitely work toward. But I just want to ask you, with your top interests, you never mentioned anything about stock or that the salary was a high option. I know that vacation was, second on the list and the moving costs. So what I've been trying to do is work into, with these bonuses and these pay raises, the amounts that offset that. So if you were to do the math and figure it out, that should hopefully get to where, we're up there with them. Also, if just hypothetically, if I was to accept paying you, like matching that amount, then for me, that's a lot of money that we would be losing to where we couldn't give you in those other options that I provided. And I want to be able to provide those options because not only is it an incentive for you to do good or to do well and to be the best that you can be in the job, but then it also makes it to where I can move a little bit more. Because if I give you that set salary, I can't offer all these other things. But on top of that, I just wanted to let you know, if you would be interested, let me see where. We do offer shares in the company, so I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in.
So is that like how is that distributed? Is that like through bonuses or is that like just part of the intro?
With the signing on, we could give you shares into the company. So not only would you have the performance bonus, and we'd help with some of your reimbursement for your location, and then also like with the shares in the company, it's just all these things added together should be able to offset, that difference.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess like one thing I'm curious about is, would you be more interested in paying like $115,000 with the moving cost and me just being able to come to you guys right away, starting wise, or would you be more willing to do like $110,000 with the moving cost and giving me, even just the 6 weeks of time off?
Well, I couldn't do either of those because
I'm
too
just
high.
Okay. So salary is a big issue with you guys?
Yeah, salary is probably our number one, and that's why I'm trying to offer you all these other options to help offset that.
Okay.
Because in our industry, we just, I'm just not physically able to.
Yeah, because from the industry research I've done, I was talking to you about earlier with that 85 to like 115 range. The average inside there was between like 100 to 105. So I just feel like the original offer was a bit low, and that's why I'm kind of trying to. I'm working with you. I'm trying to come down. So.
Right, but as you're looking at it, that's the average, correct?
Yeah.
And so every company is different, and we're not all going to be at that average number. So I am actually giving you a higher amount that we're allowed to do with the performance-based bonus, but also the pay raise. And then if you look at it like that, that's in 2 years. After you do have experience, we can put you into that range of, okay, now you're experienced, so we can offer you more money. Because to us, even though you do have the marketing, which is really nice, you don't have the actual industry experience.
Okay.
And that's a huge thing, because we do have people that have applied that do have that experience. And so,
Yeah. Okay. So if 115 and 110 are just too high for you, could you come down to 105 with the 6 weeks and the moving cost?
that's still, you know. We have somebody else that's actually wanting the job for 105. And he has more experience than you. He has an MBA. He has all these other things. And that's why we came to you, is because that is a little too high for us. And he has experience.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to lowball you in this at all, and that's why I've offered all these contingencies, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel like none of them are good enough. I know you said that salary was your like third highest interest, and I really tried to work with the moving costs and the vacation times and trying to somehow make things work around that.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to work with you back. You know, I'm talking about only doing 6 weeks of vacation versus my plan 3 months, and you know, we talked about $5,000, which is slightly over half my moving costs. And so, you know, it's definitely something I'm appreciative for, and that's why I've come down several times. But I haven't heard a concession back. Well, you made the original offer for $97,000, with upon 2 years later raising it to hundreds of thousands with the 12%. After 12 months, the performance review with up to a 6% bonus, starting on June 26th with the $5,000, and then I've made several concessions since then. And
the thing is with the other concessions you've made, there's the salary is just not what I could do. So I feel like.
so can we possibly, could we possibly, instead of say, I guess, are you able to move on the start date or the reimbursement cost of my relocation costs? Since I've moved on your number one priority several times.
Well, and here's the thing: is like we have been. I mean, I guess you don't see it because I did it first when I had asked you all the questions. We've moved on a lot of things. Like we wanted somebody to start the beginning of June, which you can't. And we want somebody that's not going to be gone on vacation. We want somebody that can take the lower salary and somebody that already does live here in New York. So there's already a lot of things that at the beginning I was trying to, you know, do what I could best to help you. So I know that you threw out other things, but I don't know if you take into consideration the fact that at the beginning I was trying to move on all of our other things. Let me.
So is there
do
any
some
more
numbers
wiggle
and-
room on those?
Let me do some more crunching of numbers and see what I can do for you.
Okay.
Just if you want to take like a
Yeah.
5-minute bathroom break.
Yeah, I will run down and refill my water bottle.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Are you guys still working on this?
Yeah.
You gotta take a little break to think about it. You still recording?
Yeah.
It's recording right now? Oh, right.
You're good.
We don't have recording in, do we?
No. Okay. So, I just wanted to remind you that our company is not known is known to not pay the highest salaries in the industry, and you must have known that before you came to us, because you said that you really researched our company and liked our company. So that is one of the things that I don't know if you knew or what.
From the research I've done and from the people I've talked to, it's not that you guys necessarily don't pay the highest, it's just you pay more on average, from what I've understood.
Yeah, and that, what that is that's taking into account all the things that I've offered you. One of the things is that bonus, that I said, the 6% bonus from your base pay, and with that, you'd be making more money than you would make at any of the other companies that you've gotten offers at. So I don't know if they do the bonuses or what they do, but at the end of the year, when you get that bonus, that's going to make up for a lot of these other costs that you're worried about. So I don't know if you had done the calculations or looked at that, but the 6%, that would actually give you $58,000 more.
6%. Because.
Oh wait, sorry.
Because 100,000.
Hold on,
at
hold
5%.
Hold on. So that would be like about 6,000.
That's a lot more.
A little bit under, which that would help with the moving costs that you were worried about, because that would get you back to that plus having some extra, and then with that extra, that could go towards, the starting pay that we did start you off at, so 97,000. But then after the performance-based review, and then we're able to, after that, give you a raise
In 2 years.
in 2 years. So the bonus is what we'd be giving you at the end of the year, as long as the performance was good. And then the raise to 100,000 after year 2, but then every year after that, you would be up for a raise that we could look at doing a raise for you. So year 3, we could look at doing a couple thousand more, year 4, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So I know it's not all up front, a lot of money, but if you look at it as the years go, and you do really well in our company, and we really like you, the way of us showing the appreciation is you trusting us at the beginning and taking the lower 97,000 start, but then as we go to have all these other things that come into play that do end up in the end more evening out with what you would have started at a different job.
Okay. So we're sticking to the same initial offer.
Um, yeah, the 97,000 to, well, oh, I wrote my notes on here.
Oh,
We can actually do just make sure. I had wrote down this other number and I just want to make sure that I get all the other numbers to give to you.
perfect.
Okay, so I could start you at the 98,000, and then with the 5,000 moving, you'd still get the 6% bonus. But then as the years go, and that's with your performance, if the performance is good after that year, and then as years go, we can sometimes raise that bonus also, depending on how great your performance is. And then also after 2 years get a raise, and then every year after that continue to give a raise.
Okay.
And that's what I
So-
would work into the contingency plan, or into the contingency contract, is to make sure that all those things are in there, that you will get those if you meet these criteria.
Okay. So, I guess one thing is I am really trusting you guys of the annual raises and everything's going to be a good fit and all.
Mhm.
So I was hoping just since I'm coming down again on the price, if we did the 98,000, could instead of doing the moving costs, just do a $9,000 signing bonus. So that way, it's pretty much just my moving cost up front. So then that way I'm not taking out loans on all of that. Just so that's covered for, not worried about, and then I can come in on the June 26th start date like you guys want, and I'm willing to agree to all the other conditions on the offer.
You said June 6th?
26th.
Oh, I was like, let me look and see what we can do about that. I'm trying to do that. It's just hard.
Oh, no worries.
What I could do is feel like no matter how much math I'm doing beforehand, it's never enough.
That's why Excel is beautiful. It was so helpful in the previous one.
I love it. Instead of that, if we started you at 98,000 and then after the 2 years brought you up to 102,000, plus you'll have that 6% bonus that you'll get every year as long as you perform, then that should hopefully help, and then give you a 3,000 signing bonus. Along with paying 5,000 towards your move.
And after 2 years, the annual pay raises as well.
Yes, so after years 2, it would be 102,000 after the second year, as long as everything's good with performance and everything like that.
You know what? I'm willing to accept that offer today.
Okay. Good, because that was very stressful. Oh. Okay, we got
You
away
have
all
the
that
settlement sheet. Later, Thompson.